back, MRN Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit, and we are so happy to have our first guest joining us. All guests here on Wing Nation appear via the Hercules Tire Hotline, or, in this case, the Hercules Tire Hot Seat. And joining us now is the winner of the Chili Bowl, along with the Golden Driller Trophy, Rico Abreu. Rico, welcome aboard. Good to see you, man.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for bringing the trophy, and congratulations on the win, man. I'll tell you what, that was had to be a great weekend for you.
Yeah, it was my biggest. Last year was the biggest, but I think this year definitely was icing on the cake just because the effort that was put into it. Safe Flight was with us this year as the sponsor, primary sponsor of the car, so I was really excited. It was a lot of fun.
When you win the first one, it's kind of like getting the monkey off the back, right? Like, oh my God, I can finally say I won that. But when you go into the race the next year, does it feel like, oh, I can do this, like I can win this, or does it feel like it's almost harder?
I don't know. It was definitely not as much pressure. There was a little pressure to go back to back, but not as much as trying to win the Chili Bowl for the first time. It's such a tough race to win, and I'm already looking forward to next year and in the year after that. It's my favorite race of the year. It's the one I look forward to being at.
We talk so much when we get ready for Knoxville, for the Knoxville Nationals, that every lap, every minute, every moment counts. Is that the same way with the Chili Bowl? And if that's the case, how did your week unfold? Are you pretty happy with the way the whole week unfolded?
Definitely. The week was, your preliminary night is very important. Locking into that A main is even better. Confidence booster into Saturday. You get to hang out all week and watch, and you don't have any pressure on you going into Saturday. I won my prelim night Wednesday night. Got to watch Thursday, Friday, and then it's game on Saturday, and started fourth and got the lead really late this year. The year before, I got the lead with 25 laps to go, so I had to lead for a while. This year was 10 to go, and it went really quick.
When you look at last year's Victory Lane celebration and this year's, it seemed like this year's, even though it was the second time you won it, it was a bigger deal. Is that just from us in the stands, or was it a bigger deal to you?
I was just pumped up. It's everyone wants to win that race, and only a few guys have won it. And to go back to back and be the only guy, besides Kevin Swindell, going back to back is huge. And it's such a tough event. There's so many good cars there, and you beat them all, and you know it when you win that race. It's just it's a special place for me, and the fans there the building is so energetic. It's just unbelievable, and it's cool to win that race.
Okay, the donuts were unbelievable. Like, is this something you practice? Because I can't imagine just winging it and it looking that good.
I'm actually really bad at doing donuts, so that one was it was really good. I felt good about it, and I never feel good about them. So I just held my foot to the floor and hoped they looked good.
Then climbing the fence.
Yeah, that was a new one.
Keith kept egging me on. The crowd was going wild. So just something else. I don't think anyone's ever done that at the Chili Bowl, and I got halfway and said I better get down.
Well, and then you do this kind of like trademark jump off the roll cage of your car thing, but usually it's Keith or one of your crew guys that catch you. But this time, it's the guy that probably should have been the most upset of anyone there. It's second place Brian Clausen gets over to you quick enough and catches you. This story, I've heard you tell it a couple times, is really cool of why he was the one there.
So Brian and I were at a bar the night before, and he was telling me, he's just saying that, you've won the Chili Bowl. Why do you got to do donuts? And I just said, it's exciting, man. And then he said, Wednesday after I won, I was looking for Keith because I wanted to jump in his hands. Well, no one was there. It was just all photographers. So I just plopped down and walked to Victory Lane. Well, Brian said, hey, if you win this year and I run second, I'll be there to catch you. And
oh, wow.
And sure enough, I won and he ran second, and he was there.
What does it mean to you to beat guys? I mean, it's great to win, and that's what you racers do. But when you beat guys like Brian Clausen, when you beat guys like Casey Kane, when you beat all the great USAC open wheel drivers, they're all there. What does that mean? Like Jerry Coons Jr., I think, finished in the fourth spot. What does it mean to beat the best in the business?
It's awesome. Those guys are the best, and that's what they've done their whole career. And you beat them, and you know it, and it's just some bragging rights, really, and it's awesome that I did it at the Chili Bowl, and I'm looking forward to just the success in the future and that event growing. It is my favorite race of the year.
It's no secret your best friend is Kyle Larson, and everybody talks about Kyle being this phenom in racing, and he's amazing. Kyle has never won a Golden Driller. It's kind of like the race. It's like his Achilles heel. Like he can't get it. You have two of them now. Is it ever tempting to rub that in a little bit? Because I can't imagine the pain. Like, he loves you to death and is so proud of you, but it's got to be a little thorn in his side.
Yeah, I don't know about so much rub it in, just because he's had so much success everywhere else, and I know he's gonna get a few of those drillers, so I better get to getting and get a few more than him.
Better keep working, that's for
Yes,
sure,
sir.
because young money probably will win a few of them before he gets done as well. Now, 2016 has kicked off for Rico, really, really good, but we're not even scratching the surface. We'll talk more with Rico about what else is coming up in 2016. Later on the program, our Tweet Your Seat, Tweet of the Weeks, and also Dale Blaney on some of his firsts as he goes unplugged. Stay with us. We'll be back with more. Oh, yeah. Stay with us. You're going to love to hear this. Welcome back, MRN Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit. We are so glad you joined us, and really glad to have our first guest of the year, Rico Abreu, here with the Golden Driller Trophy from the Chili Bowl. So a great start to the season. But Rico, on Friday last week of the Chili Bowl, you announced that you've got some big plans this year, including the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. Tell us the game plan.
Yep, gonna run a full schedule for Thor Sport, Duke and Rhonda Thorson, in the 98 truck, and I've been looking forward to this day. I got to run the last two races at Phoenix and Homestead for NTS and Bob Newberry, and it was good. I should have finished well at Phoenix, but got crashed out early, and then Homestead ended up 13th, and felt like we were a little better than 13th towards the end of the race, and just got our momentum broke with a few laps to go. So looking forward to Daytona, first time on a super speedway, and working with my teammates Matt Crafton and Ben Rhodes.
Typically at this time of year, dirt track racers are preparing for Florida as well, but it's a completely different mind frame. When you're going into Daytona, like, how do you prepare yourself for A, racing a truck, and B, at a track that you've never raced on before?
Definitely watch a lot of video. This week I'm spending in Charlotte. I'm going to go over some videos with Matt Crafton, just ask him, what did you do here? Why were you doing this there? And just pick his brain a little bit, pick Kyle's brain, Tony's brain. All those guys have been doing this a long time, and they got a lot of experience on super speedway racing, and I think that'll be the key to it all. And then having a good spotter, Derek, Kyle Larson's spotter, is going to work with me this year, and it's going to be fun.
When you looked at opportunities that come about, Duke and Rhonda Thorson, amazing team based in all places of Sandusky, Ohio. This team amazes me because they're not based here in the Charlotte area. What are the good qualities that really appealed to you about this team?
I just think the biggest thing is Duke is so loyal to this sport. He's been an owner in the truck series for 21 years now, and the support he gives to all these guys. He's really behind the scenes, but he's so involved when it comes to being around the shop and being there, and it's just awesome to be a part of it now. And I hope I can show them that I'm here to win and give 100%.
I think there's probably fans across the country right now who are freaking out. Does this mean we're losing Rico? Is Rico done with dirt track racing? I don't think that's the case, but you tell us.
No, I'm going to get to run a lot of sprint car races with it, with the schedule. Basically, the off weekends, I'll get to race sprint cars. Just don't want to get too filled up with my schedule and wear myself out, because that won't be good, especially later in the year when the season gets really busy, and you just got to be careful with scheduling races on top of each other.
Rico, you're 23 years old, okay? You're a young man, and you really haven't been racing a whole long time relative to a lot of 23-year-olds that are where you're at or wishing to get where you're at. Do you ever just pinch yourself or just stand amazed at the progress you've made and the opportunities that you've had along the way?
I'm just really thankful. It's awesome. It's awesome to be able to accomplish all these, these goals that I've set. I keep setting higher and higher goals every year, and I keep accomplishing them, and it's just unbelievable. And I'm just thankful to be put in these situations. Thankful to be surrounded by such great people, and that's the whole key to it, is the people that I've been surrounded by. Paul Silva, Keith Coons, Harry Scott with the K&N team, now Duke Dorson. They're all just great owners and great mechanics, and they're the best in the business when it comes down to it, and it's fun to be a part of their teams.
We talked about Kyle Larson, 5 years ago? He was a big deal.
Yeah.
Then we talked about Rico Abreu coming up about 3 years ago. There's got to be another Rico Abreu coming. You watch these drivers all the time. If you had to say, this is the other kid I think is on the fast track that everybody else should start paying attention to, is there someone in dirt racing you think that he's one to watch?
I think definitely there's a few. Ryan Robinson from California, he's raced goat karts, 15 years old, going to run a full season of midgets with Keith Coons now. And I think any of these kids that are getting these great opportunities, they have to take advantage of them, and they can't. They got to win. That's what it comes down to, is you got to win these races, and winning all these different types of race cars, sprint cars, non-wing sprint cars, midgets, 360s, 410s, getting a late model. Christopher Bell, he's winning in late models. He's winning in the truck series. He's just winning in all these different kinds of cars, and it's showing, and he's getting a lot of support now.
Yes, he is, no doubt about it. Off-track question. I read in a bio that you enjoy fishing. Do you get to do much of it? What is your favorite type of fishing, and what's your best fish story?
I honestly haven't lately. I've been so busy with my racing schedule, but probably fishing with Kyle Larson about 4 years ago when we were in Indiana in the back of Davy Jones's pond, or behind his house in a pond, and Kyle caught this little minnow, and he was swinging it around on his fishing line. It was just a good time, and it was some good memories when we all raced dirt sprint cars together.
Well, if you care to go fishing on the NASCAR Tour, Ryan Newman, Martin Truex Jr., they go in every town. So there's your two fishing buddies.
Let's do it.
They are ate up with it. A little competitive at times, but they are ate up with it. Rico, congratulations again on winning your second consecutive Chili Bowl, on the success and on the success in the future. And thanks for joining us here on Wing Nation.
Thank you guys for having me on.
That is Rico Abreu.
I'm going to take a selfie with the driller.
So
go ahead.
I'm just going to see if
segment.
Rico forgets it when he walks out the
Rico,
door.
you
That's
stay
what I'm
here.
hoping for. Stay with us. When we come back, we are going to have a look at the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame class of 2016.